Josh, if you just want to give us some thoughts on the game first.
Thought, LaRoche is a really good team. I think they are one of the better defensive teams in the country for a reason, and they showed that tonight. Hermie does a really good job with them. They have good athletes, and they have a good game plan. I thought they had a great game plan for defending us. They made things very hard, and I thought that they really took advantage of trying to get shots at the rim and made the game a little bit in their favor in terms of stylistically. And I thought, we didn't perform as well as we could have offensively. A lot of that had to do with LaRoche. But I thought we made timely shots, and I thought we made timely plays, and we found a way to win.
Kyle, any thoughts?
No, I think Coach hit most of the points. I think LaRoche is a good team, and I think we were just able to defend some of their stuff. The coaches did a really good job getting us prepared and giving us a good scout and getting us ready for the game in the short week we had.
Okay, so tight turnaround tomorrow with MIT, team that scored a few more points today. What are you going to do to get the team ready with the quick turnaround?
Same thing we do with any of these types of games. We're going to bring them in after they get to sleep. Rest is important right now. Recovery is huge. They'll go ice bath, that kind of thing right now. Come back in the morning, watch a little film, eat, and then we'll go to our shoot around, put together the game plan on the floor, and try to put our best foot forward to beat an excellent MIT team.
Just one more from me. How important was it to get that home game tonight and play in front of our home crowd? We had a great home crowd tonight.
I think you want to. I don't know. You don't think it was a good home crowd?
No, she stole my question.
It's so important to play home games in college basketball, and in big games, you give yourself a cushion, because if you don't play your best when you're jacked up and probably a little too hyper to play and going against really good teams from here on out, maybe being at home, sleeping in your own bed, having the same game day routine you've had for most of the season, and having a group of people behind you can propel you through in a tough situation. And I think our crowd and our support network really did help us through in periods of adversity tonight.
All right, I have one more for Kyle. So you were on the team as a freshman that has our best record in school history, went to Sweet 16. Looking back on that now, do you see some similarities between this team and that team, or do you think there's something different about this team versus that team?
No, I think the teams were pretty similar. I'd say the number one thing that's the same about them is everybody's really close and everybody's really together. We're always hanging out off the court, on the court, and I think both those teams were probably the most together teams I ever played on, and that's the constant for both of them.
You guys struggled to shoot in the first half. Both teams really came out kind of full of energy but tight. It seemed like you guys throwing up shots that really weren't even close. Did you have to settle the team down in any way? Did you have to remind them about what was going on, what to do execution-wise, or was it just trusting the guys?
I think we saw it in both games. I mean, the beginning of the first game tonight was super sloppy. The beginning of the first game mirrored ours. I just think there are some jitters when you get to this stage. These guys have put a lot of time and effort into playing their best basketball as often as they can, working really hard. And when you get here, you're rightfully excited. And I think both the MIT Brockport game and our game against LaRoche, I think you saw those jitters kind of play out. And then the other thing with our game is there wasn't much of a flow due to some foul trouble. Kyle got it going in the first half, and I think we were up 12 when he got his second foul, and we had to take him out and protect him because we knew we'd need him in the second half, and we took a vote, and no one thought he wouldn't get his third. So he came out, and and then Dan Vila got his soon after. So we're talking about a first-team All-League guy and the Defensive Player of the Year. There's obviously going to be a little bit of a letdown when those guys are not on the floor for a huge chunk of time. So I think jitters were a common theme in both games tonight, and then I just think there was a lack of flow due to foul trouble in our game as well.
They cut it to 29-25 with some timely shots. Also kind of seemed to stymie you guys a little bit on offense. No timeouts, come down, hit a couple threes, and completely changed the game. It seemed like the shooting finally came around at the right point. Is that a fair assessment, or was it more along the lines that you guys finally kind of settled into the game too?
I think we finally settled into the game. Guys finally relaxed. We also got some more open looks, and I think we moved the ball a little better around that stretch of time. And in the second half, we definitely were passing. Early on, I think everybody wanted to get it going. We were taking some tougher shots, and we did relax and finally got some easier looks for everybody.
Follow up on hers, from your point of view, playing at home with the home crowd and the crazy fans. What does that do for you as a player, especially in a tight game like this one was?
No, I think it makes us feel a lot comfortable. I think we have the best crowd in the Centennial, and probably, I would say, argue in the country. I really love all the guys who show up, guys and girls who show up, all the sports teams, all the regular students that come out. I think it's great for us and great for the school, and I'm happy we got a home game there and did for us too. So.